Good evening, happy Mother's Day to all our beautiful moms all over the world, North America and beyond. It's always great to celebrate moms. We do so much, and it's just great to say happy Mother's Day once again. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Choma Mama, and I'm here to just share inspirational things to just encourage parents, especially working parents. I share tips, I share all sorts of experiences to help us be the best we can be as parents while achieving our own goals in career and all aspects of our life. So please don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel. I'll share more things. There's so many videos you can see. Don't also make sure you like, comment, and share if you've enjoyed the content. And I also have older videos, the Purposeful Parenting Conference, which was really amazing. So today I just thought, let me just share something else with you guys. So recently I was watching this video by Neze Peperempe, who I really like to watch. She's a YouTuber, also a lawyer, shares amazing content, and she was talking about this a recent house help experience. I just thought, let me share what happened recently in my home. So I have this thing, tips is one of my videos, tips that you need to, tips you need to follow when you're hiring house help. But guess what? I did not follow all my tips this last time, because usually I can be quite when it comes to certain things. I have my checklist, I will follow it to a T. But this time I was like, you know what, let me just let some things fly. So because my children are not, I don't have a baby in my house, I had this girl who was used to come and go, and I don't really like come and go, because for me it opens room for theft. You have to keep on searching. I tell them, don't come with a bag, just come with a purse. So but still sometimes they still find ways to steal. So anyway, I liked the girl. She was hardworking, but I had caught her a few times doing a few things, and I told her I don't like theft at all. I have my pet peeve, lying, stealing, all those. I can't stand those things at all. So I just knew that, well, this was always going to work, but it worked for that time. And then last year I just told I because of what I do, I tend to move around a lot. I travel quite a bit. And I said, all this traveling I'm doing, shouldn't I get someone that will be a full-time housekeeper? I will always be in the house. So I started looking for an alternative, and I found this girl. I liked her, but she didn't tick all the boxes on my checklist. For one, she wanted to be going home every weekend, which for me is a no-no. If you're in my house, you're in my house. Other thing was that she wasn't quite learned in terms of her literacy. She looked learned, she looked like she could read and write, but she couldn't. And that's another big thing for me, because I like to leave written instructions, I like to send messages and text. I like to, this is how I want you to do certain things. So the part that I couldn't communicate with her properly was an issue. Of course she could speak, so we used to speak, but apart from, you have to always call her or send a voice note, you cannot give her written instructions. But because I liked other aspects of her, I just said, you know what, I'll let these other things slide. They're not such big, such big deals. I'll let them slide, and she started working for me. Now, soon after she started working, so I still had the person I used to come and go. I was still thinking, will I tell her to go? Will I just settle her because I worked with me for a few years? What would I do? And as I was going through that process, this new person, who I'll just call Queen for now, Queen now came and told me that, look, this your lady that comes and goes is stealing. I said, really? She said, yes. Like I said, because she had taken things in the past, it wasn't such a surprise for me, but I was disappointed that she was still doing it. And she told me how she had even spoken to her and told her, look, you stop this thing, I'll report you. And she was like, whatever, and she was coming to report her. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I just said, wow, that means this other lady will have to go sooner than I thought. So anyway, after a while, I just, called the lady and said, look, let me sort you out. You've worked with me for a few years. I don't want to have two people working in my house anyway, so it's time for you to go. And, we parted in a good note. I still in touch. I spoke to her again. Do not take things from my house without asking me. Even though she denied. But I just said, well, it's okay. And I told myself I'll get CCTV, because I don't want all this denial. So if you steal, we catch you red-handed. So I put CCTV all over the house. I thought everything would be fine. But then I noticed that, I would send my housekeeper to buy things, and before I know what's happening, there's nothing in the house. There was never anything in the house. Things would finish so fast. And I was like, what's going on? Is this how my children eat that much? Is it me? What's going on? you know, I just, started putting my ear to the ground and trying to observe a bit more. So recently, about a few weeks ago, somebody who works for a family member came and told me that, oh, that he came to, when they came to visit, came to my home, she asked him to hold something that I was in the house, and she didn't want me to see what she was taking out. It was time for her to go for the weekend, that he should please hold it for her. I was like, you don't want her to see it. Why? I said, because she won't allow me to take it. It's my own, no, but I don't want her to see it. And I said, So he too was a bit puzzled, but he took the thing for her. And I said, aren't you scared of the CCTV? Because this thing you're saying you don't want your boss to see. If she watches the CCTV, she'll see it. And she said, the CCTV is, don't worry, it's off. So he, of course, immediately knew that it was something that she wasn't meant to be taking. So after a few days, he told me what happened. So I now immediately started becoming a bit more observant. So I went and checked CCTV of that day and saw that period when he came to visit me, the CCTV was blank. So I said, what's going on? Why is it blank for these hours? So apparently she was going to where the CCTV was, or she had gone there and she had removed the switch or something. Which is why, a note of caution. Wherever you put your CCTV, make sure it's somewhere that nobody has access to easily. Make sure, or if not, it defeats the purpose. So I said, okay, let me talk to security in my estate. I told them, whenever she's leaving the house at the weekend, please search her. Well, I didn't have to wait till the weekend, because the very next day after she goes for the weekends on Saturdays, resumes on Monday morning. As she resumed that Monday morning, that same day, she went out of the estate and they searched her. Now she went out there, she wasn't supposed to go anywhere. The plan was that you stay, you go on weekends. And they searched her, they found her with some raw food stuff, and they're like, Immediately she started begging them, don't call my mother, don't call my boss. But they called and they told me what she had done. And she gave one story. She said that she had bought it with her that she bought it with her own money over the weekend and brought it to my house because she wanted to give somebody. The story just didn't add up. I just said, no problem. So at that point, I told myself, this person just cleared the coast. Somebody else was stealing. She cleared the coast for her own thefts. So anyway, I just said, well, let's look. How can I catch her? This CCTV is not, she knows how to get to it. What do? I didn't have to wait too long. That same week, I had told someone, that same week, check the CCTV again, and we saw her. She was taking some stuff out of the house. Food, oil, but not oil, as in cooking oil. Almost, I was like, what's going on? What is happening here? So I just kept quiet. So when she resumed, I now asked her, do you take this from my house? Have you taken anything from my house? She said, no, Auntie Mbao, no. I was like, I just kept on giving her chances to say, just to, say, oh, I'm sorry. But she said she kept on denying it. So I now took her to where the CCTV was, and I played, and I showed her everything, and she was stunned. She said, oh, immediately she was apologized, that she's sorry, I shouldn't be angry, that it's a one-off thing, that somebody had, story, that she had a need, due to some circumstances, blah, 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 and she just needed to help someone out. Told me whatever story she wanted to tell me, and claimed it was her first time, that she was deeply sorry, that she apologized. I should please not, I shouldn't tell her agent, I should just forgive her. I said, I've forgiven you. To be honest, I actually wasn't angry, because I made up my mind I wouldn't be angry about it. I thought, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed, because you're somebody I had gotten, I liked her. I'll just tell the honest truth. Was she perfect? No. There are other things about her I didn't really like as well, but by and large, she could do some things that I needed to get done in my house, and I was cool with her. So it was quite disappointing. I was like, so I have to get somebody again. But you know what? The upside is that, like I said, she used to go every weekend. I was always happy to have no help in the house on Sundays, just so I could just be with my family, and I could actually, it's a good way for me to see what they can do, and see what they cannot do in terms of work and all. At times, yes, you can give your children chores and stuff when you have help, but at times you really don't know their capabilities when there are other people to do the things they are supposed to do. So yes, they still do what they need to do, but when there's more to do, you can actually see how well they do those things. So I just said, no problem. I told her to go. And She wasn't expecting. She was surprised. She has apologized. Biko, Biko. She has apologized. I said, I've heard. I'm not angry. I've accepted your apology. I have forgiven you. But the trust has been broken. I cannot leave you in my home. For me, it's a big issue. I don't know. Am I overthinking it? I don't think I am. Trust is a big thing for me. And if she hadn't been caught on CCTV, would she have admitted she took anything? No, she would not. I should have denied it to the end. So that's just my own, thing, just sharing with you. Security cameras, I didn't really believe in them before, but now I do. Get a CCTV and let the people in your house know that those cameras actually work and they will be caught. And then keep it somewhere secure, somewhere locked so that nobody can go and tamper with your CCTV, because if they tamper with it, it defeats the whole purpose of getting the CCTV. So what do you guys think? What would you have done? Do you think I overreacted by telling her to go, by dismissing her? I don't think so. I think I would do it again and again. For me, I'm not saying you must be perfect, but to have someone live in your home, there are some values that are important. And I'm not one of those people that locks the whole place. There's some people who are, I lock my bedroom, but apart from my bedroom, I'm not the kind of person that locks everywhere, locks freezer, locks fridge. Some people know how to lock every single thing. Padlock, every cupboard is locked. I don't know how to do it. If I just, those cupboards don't even come with padlock, but some people still know how to find ways of locking those things. It's just not something I usually do. So that's why I'm so big on, I cannot live with someone that's stealing. For some people, I don't know, they have ways of making sure everything is in one place, things are not taken at all from anywhere. Good, you have to be organized anyway, no matter whether you're living with someone that steals or not. But for me, like I said, it's an honesty and integrity issue. I want to be able to trust you in my home. My children are there. I want to be able to know that if you say A, it is A, and if you say B, it is B. So for me, lying and stealing is a big one. I cannot trust you. I don't know if you're saying the truth. I don't know if you're lying. I don't know if you're making stuff up. And that brings me to something else. The way Nigerians are so, let me not say Nigerian, but a lot of people lie so easily. I find it so interesting. I come across a lot of people in my day-to-day life. I see that they lie with so much ease, So I'm like, it's a big issue for me. So anyway, so that was how this my house up, I had to tell her to go. I told her, I said, I'm not angry with you, but I wish you well, but please do not steal again. And I will have to tell your agent, because it will be embarrassing for him if you steal from someone else. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to share today. Don't forget to watch my previous videos, any videos I've put up, Purposeful Parenting Conference, and I also have something coming up soon on drug addiction, what every parent needs to know on fighting drug addiction. When your children are going to university, is something that's so important. I also have something coming up on helping your child choose the right university. So please don't miss those things. All the information is right there for you. Take care and have a good night.